I figured that if you get in the entertainment, then you want to go hungry because everybody likes to have fun.
He is the go-to person for those looking to have a good time in Atlanta.
We are like one of the top clubs in Georgia.
Yes, today on Daring Abroad, we catch up with US-based Gilbert Udoto and find out his secret to running multiple businesses as a foreigner.
No, I wouldn't say America is easier. If other people are succeeding, then you can also succeed.
From Uganda, the Kenyan covering Ugandans through his insurance company.
Ugandans are very hospitable people and they are ready to listen to both foreigners and locals.
Yes, that is right. Today we are parting with US-based Gilbert Udoto, who has over 30 years of experience in the entertainment industry. This one is going to be quite interesting. Thereafter, we shall go to Kampala and see how a Kenyan is covering Ugandans there in the Pearl of Africa. But first, all roads lead to Atlanta.
If you're looking for a good time while in Atlanta, Georgia, the man to call is Gilbert Udoto. Yes, Udoto is an entrepreneur with multiple nightclubs across the US. And if you think he looks familiar, you are right. We have featured him before, back in 2018 at one of his clubs in Albany.
Oh, it's great. We are like one of the top clubs in Georgia, Southwest Georgia. We have it's still booming. We have a capacity over 1,000 people. In fact, last weekend we had about 1,000 people. We had Auburn State University graduation, and it was really packed.
And who are your patrons? Who comes?
My patrons is anybody that is over 21 years. And in most cases are college, working class, some professors, everybody. Yeah, hip hop, mainly a club. We play music like Little Baby, Beyonce. And of course now the Afrobeat is zeroing out everywhere. We're playing that. Burna Boy is really catching on. We are predominantly African Americans, very few other races. The city is 75% African American, so we draw from around the area.
And what's the trend with your club? Which days are most popular and from what time to what time?
Really, we're busy almost the whole week. On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday are busy. Saturday is the busiest night, of course, and then everybody's off and they come over to relax after a week's hard work.
This is Udoto's forte, the entertainment industry.
I figured that if you get in the entertainment, then you want to go hungry because everybody likes to have fun. And I figured that it gives you more, because you draw from everybody. Everybody comes to patronize you, so I saw the reward being more than anything else. Of course, I started off with doing shows like MC Hammer, Little Baby, and Luther Vandross. So I saw that entertainment was the way to go.
It is this brilliant thinking that led to Udoto opening his nightclubs, the latest being Josephine Nightclub in Atlanta.
I figured that Atlanta was the mecca for the clientele I was looking for. It has almost 8 million people, so that's why I ventured in Atlanta. Yeah. And again, you see, we have the largest population, black population in Atlanta.
So, what are some of the challenges? It may not be a bed of roses, especially running a club.
The challenges are you do not know who's coming to the club because it's very risky. People may come with their own problems, bring their problems to the club. They may have some weapons, so we make sure that they are really checked at the door. In fact, we just bought a system where when you come in and then you make sure that you are screened.
And have you encountered fights, and how do you normally handle?
Every now and then people are going to fight, especially women, they're going to fight over men, but that's normal life. That makes a club.
But the biggest challenge in Udoto's line of work came in 2020 at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. But as luck would have it, Udoto handled it like a pro.
We are open, and by me having the largest club in Southwest Georgia, I could accommodate as many people as I wanted. So it was a big thing for me. It was a blessing for me. We went by CDC guidelines. We were testing before, and some people had on masks. And we made sure that people were sanitized, and we kept the distance.
Now, Udoto is not a one-trick pony. Yes, besides running nightclubs, Udoto also dabbles in radio.
For me, I believe that media is everything. Even Mao Zedong said that the only thing that was more powerful than the gun was the media. So I believe in the media.
So is it an entertainment radio only, or news, or what's the programming like?
Yeah, it's really music, it's entertainment, and that's what people do, Listenership is 18 to about 40 years.
And how many people listen to it maybe daily? Have you ever done the statistics?
Maybe about 50,000 people.
Despite his age, Udoto shows no signs of slowing down.
I can do business anywhere so long as I got the time. The reason why we don't do things is we don't try. But if you feel that you are like any other human being, you can do anything. It doesn't matter whether it's in Kenya, Uganda, Sudan. You can do business anywhere. No, I wouldn't say America is easier. I think that it depends on, if you want to succeed, if other people are succeeding, then you can also succeed. If there are clubs, even on the moon, then I would succeed.
Udoto is living proof that determination and hard work pays. His parting shot: know what you want in life and work with what you have available.
I think what we need to do is, in life, you have to see what you want. If you want to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a club. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a professor. Could be selling oranges on the street. If you put your heart in it, you're gonna be successful. And you don't have to have a lot of money to be successful. Successful is being happy. When you have happiness, then that's all you want in life.
Such an interesting time there in Atlanta. The crew had a lot of fun, and with that, time now for us to go on a short break. But when we return,
Ugandans are very hospitable people, and they are ready to listen to both foreigners and locals.
More about this Kenyan who's covering Ugandans through his insurance company. Also, an update about the Daring Abroad investment forums that are about to take place in Australia. Welcome back to the show. Today, It is all about entrepreneurship and inspiration. In the first part, we were in Atlanta, Georgia, and now we want to head to the Pearl of Africa to see what an amazing and enterprising Kenyan is doing in the Pearl of Africa.
When you talk about Kenyans excelling beyond borders, 45-year-old Sami Gugi definitely fits the bill. You see, Sami is the founder and managing director of his very own Kampala-based business, offering insurance solutions under the outfit Avenue Insurance Brokers.
Broadly, insurance is categorized into two, life and general business. My license allows me to do both life and general business, but currently our focus is more on the general business.
This is Sami's 23rd year in Uganda since deciding to leave Kenya back in 2001, a move that was anticipated by his friends and family given his character.
In my life, I've always wanted to control my income. So I didn't want a job that would limit me in terms of what I would make. So I chose to become a salesman, and I live as a salesman. I got my first job with my mentor, a guy by the name Gerard Nyaga, who I felt he had succeeded in this field of selling. When I was in school, he was working with a company called College Publishers. But then he later set up a company by the time I was leaving college, and I joined him as a salesman in the company. I worked with him for 2 years, and I moved on to join another company that was still in the space of selling. By then we were doing more of space selling for a publishing company. So I worked with, I moved to a company called Impact Communication, where I worked for 1.5 years, and they sent me to Uganda to head a department in selling. I worked with them for 5 years. Then from there, I joined another setup by a Kenyan, where I worked for 2 years. Then from there, I decided to venture into my own establishment. I set up a company in printing. So I started supporting companies, doing their printing work, stationery, advertising material. Then after that, I realized we had a limitation. So we worked for some time in the publishing, but we had limitation of capital. We would at times get jobs that would not be able to finance because in a foreign country, we do not have assets that we can use as collateral to be able to access some funding and loan. So, and based on our background, I do not come from a family which is well up. So I did not have a big grandfather I could call to share with me some capital. So we did try our best. And the company was called Prime Highway Communication.
Given this challenge, Prime Highway Communication had no choice but to close its doors. But having had a taste of entrepreneurship, Sami decided to dust himself off and dare some more.
I've always dreamed to be the best salesman in East Africa. So I was looking for a business that I can use my sales skills to be able to take myself to the top levels. And what I realized is my limitation was capital, not network. Network I can create, so capital. So I really wanted to do a business where capital will not be a limitation. So did savings with my business in printing and raised enough capital to set up an insurance brokerage company. By the time we were setting up, the requirement by Ugandan authority was a minimum capital of 2 million Kenya shillings, equivalent to 50 million Uganda shillings. So I raised that money, which I deposited with Bank of Uganda, for me to be able to access the license in Uganda. So that forms the start of the journey of setting up an insurance brokerage.
That is how Avenue Insurance Brokers was born.
We do corporates, not majorly on international company corporates, but sizable companies with an average of say 100 to to 200 staff. We handle staff medical insurance for Nation Media Group. Nation Media Group is NTV, Uganda. We have monitor publication. We have the radio. We also have clients like Ecotel. We have clients like Alight. Alight is from our American Refugee Committee. We have many clients. This is a very regulated market. We have limitations in terms of the number of foreign workers that we can have. Currently, I am the only Kenyan employee of myself, so I am entirely relying on Ugandans to support my dream. Although we've had Kenyans who are doing internship.
Speaking of regulation, Sami says setting up Avenue Insurance wasn't as challenging given the support he received from the government.
Current government is very accommodative to foreigners. Anybody who has his idea and is ready to do business in Uganda is welcomed. This is something that you can see by practice, in terms of government policies and the way we are treated as foreigners. So I would welcome any Kenyan who would want to try there. It's always better to see things from outside because you see them differently and it's easier to try when you're out there. You know, many people don't, in a normal environment, people don't, when there's no challenge, you don't feel like you have a push to try. But down in Uganda, nobody knows where I come from, whether I come from a very poor family. So the opportunity I'm given freedom. I think this market, the way the government has let people compete on a level ground, where there's no government interference in who is doing business, who is setting up what, I think I find it's the best a government can do for business people, where you let people compete on a fair ground without maybe using excesses of powers to try and either support or to try and undermine any foreigner who is trying to do business in the market.
According to Sami, the fact that he isn't Ugandan didn't impact him in any way when it came to market penetration.
You understand, we're in a foreign country. Here you don't have an uncle that you can say, I have my big uncle I can call to become my first customer. But what I can say is in Uganda, Ugandans are very hospitable people and they are ready to listen to both foreigners and locals. So we get equal treatment from Ugandans when it comes to opportunity, business opportunity. So we've been able to market ourselves based on service delivery. And this is how we've been able to maintain our market and our customers. So it has not been easy, but we make sure that what we promise is what we give people. And that has been the reason why people have stayed with us. I interacted a lot with media, which you need when you are trying to create publicity for your business. So it was easy. I had a good network of people in the media industry. So in any small effort that we needed to get to the media, we would have easy network to be able to support us, access that media support. Then when it comes to some, as I mentioned to you, I did a bit of branding and printing. So initially when the business is young, those are the initial costs that you incur. You need receipt books, you need documents prepared, you need. So it was easy for us to be able to come up with all those documents at cheaper costs, and this minimized our exposure in terms of those costs that you need to when you are setting up.
In the 10 years that Avenue Insurance Brokers has been in operation, they have experienced tremendous growth and success, but this doesn't mean that Sami has forgotten all about his motherland.
We did a reverse process, started in Uganda and decided to grow back to our home. Yes, so we've started business in Kenya. We have an office in Westlands, but it's a corporate agency which we are trying to grow and then convert it to an insurance broker. We operate in Kenya as Aven Broke. insurance agency.
And this move to start a sister company in Kenya has resulted in an unforeseen but welcome opportunity.
We have companies that we've started trying to get companies which are in Kenya. Now that we have set up in Kenya, try to get companies that are in Kenya and operating in Uganda. It's a strategy that we are trying to use now to make sure that we expand our clientele.
The son of Embu County is definitely staying true to his goal of being the best salesman in East Africa, looking at all he has achieved. And as we conclude, his parting shot is don't be afraid to dare here. The opportunities are plenty.
You know, Uganda is the pearl of Africa. When we talk about climate, the climate in Uganda, I wish I could be able to balance farming and the business I do. I would steal 100 of acres of land for me to be able to. The environment in Uganda is very, very good for farming. The weather is good. The farmlands are there. So I would welcome anybody who is thinking about farming. Instead of us complaining about cost of input of doing chicken feed in Kenya, we can come farm in Uganda and support our chicken farms in Kenya.
Congratulations to Sami and Gugi on the amazing work that he is doing in Uganda. With that, we have come to the end of the show. But before I leave your screens, Chams Media has been organizing Daring Abroad investment forums in 14 different cities across the globe. And now we shall be heading to Australia. That is in March. We shall be in Perth City, we shall be in Adelaide, and we shall be in Melbourne. It's going to be an amazing time, and this, of course, is in collaboration with the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Kenya-Australia Chamber of Commerce. If you want to join, it's going to be amazing, and we would want you to be part of this amazing journey as we market the brilliance of Kenya to the world. Of course, we shall be interacting with various associations that are based in those cities. You do not want to miss this. Kindly reach out to us through the number on the screen. With that, we have come to the end of the show. On behalf of the team responsible for this week's production, we say thank you for tuning in, and let's do this again next time.